Hello, welcome back to On the Road Adventure. You join us after we've had a bit of a walk along the historic Exeter Quayside. It's really beautiful along here. I enjoy walking along here.
It's very nice. It's a very relaxed vibe, and I also feel like lately I have been riding my bike quite a lot, but not recording.
Not nearly enough.
Not recording that. But also I feel like some days you just don't really want to get out because you know it's going to be raining in 2 hours or something. So I'm glad we actually got out of the house today and we got to ride a little bit.
It's strong winter vibes today. We've been walking along the Exeter Quayside and all the dog walkers are out and they're all wearing their puffy jackets and big bobble hats, but everybody's making the best of it because, as Eva says, at least it's not raining. But it's fascinating walking along the quayside. There's so much history around it. There's so many old buildings and all sorts of things to see.
Here it is something I never knew about Exeter. So this square we are at, it's called Piazza Terracina, probably pronouncing that wrong. And you could see that it was opened in 1996, and I just read up that Exeter is actually twinned with an Italian town called Terracina.
Eva's got her iPhone out. We're going to try to find this place. Sounds like a challenge is on here. We need to go and ride our bikes there. So where is it? Let's have a look.
It's funny because we were not too far from that place earlier this year.
Typical.
So yeah, it's bang on here. You can see on the coast. Oh. Unless I'm looking at the wrong Terracina. But here is Napoli and here is Rome. We have been very close to that a couple of times, yes. I suspect. Yeah. Definitely, we are in the wrong twinning side of Exeter.
This is the Snark, a modern coastal spritsail barge that was launched in Chatham in 2017. And she was built off of 1898 drawings out of Southampton. She's 32 metres long and weighs 70 tonnes. Pretty cool for a modern boat that looks old. There's little clues like this to the city's history all along Exeter Quayside. Some of the old buildings here you can still see where they've got winches and things outside of giant windows, and they will have used those to pull things up off of the boats that will have come in here along the quay. I'd love to be able to go back in time and see all those huge boats coming in here, transporting in and out the goods. You know, it's quite nice getting out on the bike and being a tourist in your own town. We're always saying it, that you don't have to go that far to go and have a little adventure. The beauty of motorcycles, isn't it, being able to just get out for an hour? It makes the perfect excuse.
I think the only problem with not travelling and being at home and having day trips is finding motivation. But other than that, once you're on the bike, it's great.
I don't know, as soon as these days I look outside and it's not raining and there's a little bit of blue sky, I'm as keen as mustard to go for a ride, just for fun. Charging up electric cars. That's who won't be going out for a ride for a bit of fun in the coming years. With the new budget, I don't know if you guys have seen this, if you're interested, but anybody with an electric car or a hybrid vehicle will soon be paying per mile, which for us bikers we don't really care about yet. But my concern is, how long will it be before they bring in pay per mile for all vehicles, and would that then cause a knock-on effect so that we are no longer riding our bikes for fun? Because that would kind of take the shine out of it, wouldn't it? If you're always thinking when you're riding, oh yeah, but what about the bill? How often would you take the long way home from work then if you knew it was going to cost you more money, not just with the petrol, but with your pay per mile tax as well?
So if you have an electric motorcycle right now, do you need to pay per mile? Or is it just only for the cars? Because you've got electric buses, lorries, motorcycles. I don't know.
I suspect this will be one of those schemes that they've not yet thought out properly, which is usually the way. But I bet once they figured it out and they find out how profitable it will be for pay per mile, I bet that comes in for all vehicles.
But if you would have to pay per mile on the motorcycle, then you should only pay per mile on the miles you do in the UK, wouldn't you? But if you went off to Spain and you did 4,000 miles, technically you shouldn't be taxed for it.
I think that's a very good point.
But it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Alright, well, we're all moving to Spain if they bring in the paper mile then. I will not take much convincing.
Yeah, let's get some land in Spain.
Look at this, look, this one's got antlers on. Not even December yet, they're a bit keen. We decided, like you do at the end of November, we're going to take a ride down towards Exmouth seafront and go down to the beach. Why not, eh? This is the Limpstone Marine Camp in here. The beach that we're going to now is Exmouth seafront, and a little bit further along there's an area called Sandy Bay where there's one of those caravan holiday parks, a massive one, and at certain times during the year on the cliff right next to it is a live firing range, and you can lie on the beach and listen to all the gunshots like being on a holiday in a war zone. I've no idea how that ever got approved. This is a bit of a tradition around here in Devon. I'll nip over here and show you. So I'm not entirely sure who it is that goes about this. Somebody's nana somewhere, but this is a thing that they make these sort of like hats for the post boxes, and we see this every year. Somebody's put a lot of time and effort into that. Exmouth seafront. These places, they always look a little bit deserted, don't they, this time of year? The usual dog walkers and things and mad people like us. But when you're lucky enough to live in Devon and you can ride to the seaside in half an hour, why not?
I must say that this is probably one of my favourite places to ride my motorcycle to. Not the greatest road, but there is a lot of nice lanes around here, so not the normal way we came, but it's just really nice. You can just go at the end, park your motorcycle, have a coffee and just watch the waves for a bit. It's really good.
Some crazy dude windsurfing out there. Must be freezing. I tell you what, I do envy some of these van life vans. They look so good in the winter, but I've said it many times, it has to be essential. You've got to be able to get the bikes in the back.
Yeah, that would be mega money then if you want a proper van.
Yeah, believe me, I've looked online and you're looking at 40 or 50 grand for the sort of setup that we would want.
Who knows, one day when you're old maybe, instead of a retirement home, get yourself a van with motorcycles in the back. That'll do. It's so windy, you can see the beach sand has been blown all over the place. There's no way the beach sand is normally here. That's the only problem in here. It gets really windy sometimes. Kind of looks like it might rain in a minute, but hopefully not.
We're a stubborn couple of fools, we are, aren't we? Black clouds rolling in over there. We know the inevitable rain is coming, but
it's about 15 degrees, so it looks much worse than it is, to be fair. But I just want to get that little bit of outdoors
just an hour
in
out,
me. Yeah, that's just a little bit.
Well, speaking of outdoors, you know our usual coffee machine. A lot of you asked us why we didn't take it on the last tour. And we were so concerned about the room and space, and actually it turned out to be something we really missed. We should have made room for that. But Alton have now got a smaller version of it, so that suits us. What's this one called? The Mino, I think.
I think it's Mino. It's smaller and more powerful.
It's about half the size. Let me show them. That's it. So about as big as a pint glass or something, I guess. But brilliant little thing. We love it.
I was talking to somebody about the coffee machine the other day, and I remembered how much we liked the coffee in the Amazon cafe in Thailand. It's coffee and honey blend.
Oh, that's so good.
If you are in Thailand and you drink coffee in these pods, get yourself honey flavoured one.
More importantly, get us a few boxes and send them back. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And this is the last 3 that we have.
You can use proper granules as well with this, but we found that's just too messy, innit, when you're out and about.
Yeah, if you want to just do it quick, it's probably best, yeah, just to do the capsules.
So if you've not seen this before, all you do is fill the water in the top. You can put cold water in there, and this thing will actually boil it using the battery. Coffee through the bottom, deliver your espresso in the cup. Bloody good, that. Recently, as we all do, it's Black Friday, or Black Friday week as this has turned into now, and yeah, we all get hammered with the offers and things, don't we? But yes. One of the ones that we've posted is the Helite vest. You know, we wear the airbags, and it's been interesting because it's started that debate again. Whenever we post anything about the airbags, people start to talk about it naturally.
And if we don't wear them, like we didn't wear them on the Royal Enfield, everyone's asking, where is your Helites? Why don't you wear them?
So the reason we didn't wear it on the Royal Enfields is simply because there's a cord that connects to the bike, which... and we
were too lazy to switch it on, yeah, and
basically,
to the different bikes. Basically, we just didn't do it and decided not to do it.
I think that if you've got multiple bikes, you can buy those pull cords separately, yes, and then you could put one on each bike so you always wear it. But yeah, there we go.
However, that brings us to the point. There is no perfect airbag, perfect scenario, perfect motorcycle, or all these things. Also, when it comes to protection on the bike, you pick what level do you want, and you know, like we all know, is AA or whatever AAA, you can get different clothing. Now with this Helite airbag, we are lucky enough that we never actually tested it in the wild. We didn't have an off in which it would activate.
No, but on that, people asked us when we were off-roading, why didn't the airbag go off? And the reason for that is we actually disconnect them when we go off-roading, because the likelihood of us falling off goes up, obviously, because we're not very good at it. But also, you're travelling at, 15, 20 mile an hour, so the likelihood of needing the bag then is just going to cost you for the case of the air can
and thing. The airbag is a simple system with the cord, so even if you had a really small off on the sand or something like that, now you would waste a canister because it would go off. So, and it takes quite a lot of pull to actually activate them. We have not activated them, we haven't accidentally activated them, not even once.
I rarely, to be honest with you, remember to unclip myself from the bike, but never once have I managed to get off the bike and pull it hard enough to set this thing off, which is a concern that we get a lot in the comments. But the point we're trying to make here is that there's a lot of different pros and cons to the different airbags, and there are now, as technology moves on, many different airbags available. Every brand now seems to have one. I think some work specifically with their jackets, designed to work alongside their brand. The other type of airbag that you can get then is not one that works on a pull cord that is connected to the bike, but you've got these electronic ones as well.
There's so much choice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the electronic one is, yeah, sure, you haven't got to worry about remembering to clip in or out.
Yeah.
And if we're honest, I think that they probably work in more scenarios. I think the algorithms now are so good. They're almost trained. I don't know the science behind it, but they're well tested. And so things like if you had a rear end hit, apparently it will detect that you've had an accident before you managed to hit the car from behind.
How that does work, I don't know. It sounds like magic to me, but if it works, that's great.
I think there's various like accelerometers and things like that built into it. But yeah, we don't know enough about it. But you need to charge those things. They'll last about 3 days. I think the really good ones will. Another pro and con with the airbags, for example. So these Helite ones, they're designed to be worn over the top of your kit. And okay, some of the electronic ones are perhaps a little less bulky and you can wear them underneath your jacket.
But they're still big. There is no magic one that is really...
You're going to know that you're wearing it. There's no getting away from it. But you get the protection from wearing it, and I want to protect myself. It's stupid not to, I think. But of course the downside is if you had one that goes underneath your jacket, so you wear that either next to your skin or on top of a base layer, if you travel a lot like us, I reckon after 2 weeks in Morocco, say, that thing is going to be pretty right, but it's going to be stinking.
I think so, yeah. But we haven't used it, so we cannot really fully comment on that.
No, we can only tell you about our experience and what we've had so far. And so far, the Helite one is what we've got experience with. But having said that, we've never experienced it going off. And I reckon, just for shits and giggles really, I reckon we should pull the string.
I don't know, I find it quite scary. So who's going to blow up, me or you?
I'll pull yours.
Would you?
Yeah, I've actually experienced a bike show once before, so we'll pull yours. Put your helmet on as well, and we'll see how the helmet interacts with the vest. So the main objective with the vest is that it is going to protect you in the event of a big accident. You know, it's not for small accidents really. You need to depart from the bike.
But then in reality, if you were wearing a Helite and you came off your bike at the car park and you were unlucky enough to hit a stone or something like that and break your ribs, well, it's not a life or death situation really, is it?
No, I mean, for my thinking is I want to be protected in the event of a big off. I told you about the reason that I wear an airbag vest, and in short, I was with a friend. He departed from the road and went down a bank. He did break his back, and yeah, he was
for
paralysed.
the rest of the months that he was alive.
Sadly, he died in hospital because his recovery just didn't go well. But he wouldn't have been, well, perhaps his injuries wouldn't have been that severe, and yeah, he wouldn't have had the extra complications that came with being in hospital for months. But the point here is that the airbag will protect your spine, it will protect your neck from whiplash, that sort of thing, and it will protect your internal organs as well. So for me, that's a no-brainer. Anyway, let's pull the string.
All right.
Right, let's get your lid on as well then. So the reason we're putting the helmet on is that, hello, this is supposed to stabilise your helmet in the event of a crash as well, therefore protecting your neck. So do it up properly as well. I just realised that we're probably going to need to connect the lanyard to it. I'll try it with my hand first, but I reckon we'll have to connect the lanyard.
Okay, listen.
Yeah?
I'm scared. Because I feel like when I had this measured and done, it was summertime, now it's winter time. I've got more layers on. Right,
You're going to be fine, there's plenty of room.
I've probably got
don't worry about it. So, on the side of it, there's a little clip, and that clips to the lanyard on the bike. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to set this off without clipping that on, because I might need some leverage. I believe Helite say that you need something like 50 kilos worth of force. I don't know, so you need a good amount of force in order to pull this off. So, right, let's find out then. You ready? I'm going to just try to do it with my hand. Ready? On 3, 1, 2. Right, well that kind of proves the point. You can't set this thing off by accident. You need a lot of force. All right, I'll get the lanyard, we'll connect that on. But that reminds me of something. One of the guys at Helite was telling me that he rides with his son, and his son's so small, he doesn't weigh enough to actually set this thing off. So, no, so if you're thinking about buying one for your son or daughter on the back, check on that. Right, take 2. This is the lanyard that connects to the bike. You just connect that into the frame and that clips to you, and you've got enough stretch to move around. But once this runs out, the idea is when you depart the bike, it pulls the string.
God, I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared.
Right, I have to put some good effort into this now. I'll wrap it around my hand. Right, you ready?
No.
On 3, 1, 2.
It's not working.
Right, I'm going to get a really good go this time. Stay sharp. All right, ready? How's that? Can you move your head?
No.
Face the camera. Try and move your helmet around.
No, it's really secured and it didn't hurt my neck.
Turn around. So I believe you can hear the air coming out softly now. So after you've had the accident, it's going to slowly let the air out so you don't have that pressure the whole time. But yeah, it's something like the protection's worth of 9 back protectors in the back, protecting the spine. Well, if nothing else, we have alleviated the fear of this thing going off by accident. That takes a lot of effort to set that off. That is for the big crash.
It wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. It's okay. It's okay.
Did that feel nice and firm around your body?
It didn't hurt me because I felt like I didn't have enough space when the jacket was on. But no, it felt really good. It probably you wouldn't want any looser than what I have set up as. Well, that's all right actually.
So I've now got the other end here, and this little ball bearing. I'll show you in a minute. What we'll do is we'll reset Eva's jacket. We've got another spare canister. So that brings us back to the pros and cons. Some of these air vests you need a subscription for, first of all. Now for me, I'm out of that idea. Any brand that wants to get a subscription service for my safety, I'm not in for that at all, because, you know, should you forget to pay it, should there be a problem with money, whatever, you're wearing a vest and you don't know if it's going to go off. There's some man in an office somewhere has turned you off because you didn't pay the bill or whatever, but I'm not in for that. So this one, you can just repair it yourself basically and reset it.
Up to how many times?
I believe it's 3 times, something like that. You have to have a look on the Helite website. But, you know, the point is here, we're not just going on about the Helite one. We're talking about the Helite because that's what we've got here to show you. But it's something to consider when buying an air vest for yourself, the sort of the pros and cons of it, I guess.
Yeah, because if it deploys when you're in Spain and you cannot get it serviced...
Yeah, you've got a problem, because now you'll need to send it away to the company who's going to service it and put a new gas canister in for you. So we can just put in a new gas canister, and they're about 25 quid. And some of these other brands, you can replace the gas canister and they can be £100 or more. So again, something else to consider. Well, being that we've set it off, we're going to try and reset it up. Now, bear in mind, we've never done this before, so we're going to find out together how easy this is. So on the other side, our local rep, a guy at Trailer Medic, his business is called, and he's the local rep in Devon for Helite, but he told us when we got these that on the other side there's this pocket, and he said put the Allen key inside there so that you've always got it should you need to reset it on a tour. So that makes a lot of sense. So first of all, we need to remove this old one, and I think you just unscrew that. Take that away. I don't know if we just screw that in, do we? Probably should look at the instructions now. Oh, hang on, that's what the Allen key's for.
Yeah, maybe you should look at the instructions, taking this my bag. Alright, you can mess around with yours.
Be alright, no man needs the instructions.
God.
So look, right, so we undo this one. There's a spring. Put that ball bearing thing out. Alright, that goes on there, that. Yeah, that must go in there, isn't it? That.
You think?
Right, we'll put that back in there. Screw that back on there. Alright, so that's that one done up flush again. And all we need to do now is to screw in the new canister. So this one's still sealed, so we know that one's the new one. And again, you just buy these from your local rep. 60 cc's this one is, which is enough air to fill this up. And we're just going to screw that one until it's tight. And there we go, that is job done, ready to go again. No need to send it off or anything like that if you're on tour. You are now protected again.
To be fair, I was quite scared to have the Helite set on me, but I'm actually glad I did it because it just felt like I was hugged kind of thing, and it wasn't painful at all, because I was thinking, oh, what if it's too tight or whatever. But no, it actually felt really good, so that is reassuring. So I'm not scared of that if I was to set off in a need.
Oh, his battery's dead. You killed your battery?
Yeah, my battery's been fucked for a couple of weeks. I'm waiting for a new one, but I keep having to pump start it.
Oh, you get on then, we'll give you a push.
Right?
I was just going to film you riding away.
No, she's going to film you getting a push. You're right, you know how to do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Put it in second gear, not first, it'll start easier. To jump start. Have you successfully done this before, have you?
Yeah, I done it this morning.
Oh, that's right then. Yeah, so when we get to the slope on the ramp there, that's drop the clutch and just fuck off. Don't stop to thank me. Once you get it going, go, all right?
All right, thank you, mate.
You on?
Yeah,
Ignition's on, in second gear.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to time this, right, because of the cars, look. Hang on. Right, let's go. Go on then.
Oh
no.
no.
Well, we'll try again quickly, shall we? Drop, when I tell you to,
Yep.
yeah, bounce on it like you did just now and drop the clutch. You're in second gear, yeah?
Yep.
Right, ready?
Yep.
Go on then. Jump. No.
Oh
Fucking hell. Sure, we'll try and start on the button now. What you got is a loose connection. Check your battery, you got a bad earth. Yeah, that's what it is. There. Ah, poor lad. You know, we were speaking to him just now. He saw us set off the airbag vest and come out and had a chat to us. Turns out he works at the hospital actually, so we talked about the safety gear and that. But he said, oh, I bump started it this morning. I think my battery's flat. Well, after the second go bumping it, all his screen and everything lit up. So I reckon he's got a bad terminal connection to the battery. That's my guess.
I'd love to have a Harley, especially on a sunny day like today. Just
We've
going
been
along.
rewarded. The sun's come out, the sea looks beautiful now.
Really nice. I might have another coffee actually.
Yeah, Harley Davidsons. I don't know what it is, and this will be controversial. I had the Nightster, and every time I rode it, something either fell off or it leaked, which is a bit of a problem, so I got rid of that. But
Maybe you just bought a lemon, you don't know?
But you know what though, there was nothing cooler to jump on and come down the beach in the summer than a Harley rumbling down the seafront. I fucking love that bike, but
It just makes a statement, you know? You just arrive somewhere.
yeah,
it's
but
just
so
nice.
does having to be pushed out of the block as well, doesn't it? That also makes a statement, not one
It
I
does,
want.
yeah.
Yamaha for the win. Beautiful day now, look at it. Do you know what though? It was great to see with that lad. He was quite young and he watched us do the air vest thing from over there, and he'd come over and speak to us because he was interested, and as I say, he told us he worked at the hospital, and so yeah, he hears about a lot of injuries, and when you ride a bike everybody will tell you about someone they know who had an accident.
That's the thing, you know, it is a nuisance, you know, putting the boots on and the jacket, and you
Yeah.
would look the coolest with your, you know, the sexiest jeans you own and stuff like that. But is it worth it? I don't think so.
It's a gamble, I think, when you ride a lot of miles. But also, I mean, how many times you hear somebody, I know somebody who said he was just going up the road actually just to sort out his bike, and he only went a couple of miles and had a really nasty accident. So
I've heard that before as well.
yeah, the getting ready for the bike thing is the worst because you've got to get all your stuff on, and it seems like a lot of hassle. But I mean, look at today, for example. It's so easy to look outside and think, oh, I'm not going to bother, the weather's not very good, but it's turned out beautiful now. Speaking of endless amounts of gear and getting ready being the hardest part of the day, we're actually planning our next tour, and yeah, it's not going to be a very local one,
No.
and it's not going to be on our own bikes. So this brings about lots of problems because you need to transport all of your things there. And going back to the airbag vest thing, we have to use an aeroplane, and we've heard mixed reviews about people being able to get on the plane
Yes.
with the gas canisters in the airbag jackets.
So even on the website I was reading, if you go to Helite website, and that takes you to some security stuff, and it says yes, you can fly with the air vest, you just need to have the canisters and the air vest next to each other, not
Right.
in separate bags and stuff like that. However, it's still up to the person, whoever is processing you at the airport, to decide whether you're allowed to get on it or not. And if you're not, then what? Do I just lose the airbag?
They're too expensive to do that with, unfortunately, especially when there's two of them as well, you know. We can't leave £1,000 worth of airbag at an airport. Yeah, so that's a bit of a concern for us when it comes to travelling. So do you take the airbags with you and chance getting on the plane and of course returning with it? Or are you now forced to ride without one when you get there? I'm not sure. Let us know though, if you've got any experience in travelling with an airbag on an airline, let us know how you got on with that.
Coffee number 2. I'm feeling smug with my coffee. I could just spend tenner in that coffee shop there.
Oh, we're easy, a tenner up now, aren't we? 2 coffees each. It's like sandwiches when you're travelling, isn't it? Yours is always better, you make it yourself.
We get the same question over and over again. It is helmets. can I take my helmet on the plane when I'm flying? And from my experience, is a yes, and no one has ever questioned that I had the helmet, and no one checked whether it fits in whatever dimensions, and I've always just put it overhead whether I bought the extra luggage or not. And we flew with the helmet on Ryanair, Wizz Air and Thai Airways. So you can be unlucky sometimes, and they will tell you no, you have to, you know, put it in the hold or whatever, but I don't know, so far we've been quite lucky, so hopefully this time it will be the same as well, that we can just with no problem carry the helmets on board and just fly with them, because there is no clear solid rule, and if you're unlucky you might have to pay £60 or whatever to transport the helmet with you.
It's like every biker in the area has taken the opportunity today to get out on their bike for an hour. I think you've got to take the chance when the rain stops this time of year, because we never know just how long it's going to be until it's raining again. A beautiful looking Triumph, looks lovely. Very nice. If only the UK had sun all year round.
You know, I was just thinking that if only the UK had more sunshine, it would be like being in Los Angeles somewhere on the beach in California. Oh, it would be lovely.
Oh, that'd be so nice. Of course, there's always swings and roundabouts though, and the summertime along here, it is absolutely rammed. So it's kind of nice that it's quiet. No less beautiful though.
If I wasn't riding a motorcycle, I wouldn't really care about the rain and that it's cold sometimes. But once you start riding motorcycles, this sort of thing just stops to bother you, because you can't go out and do what you enjoy doing.
It's like every biker becomes an expert in the weather. Suddenly we all take an interest when you ride a bike. But again, I suppose that all comes down to the gear that we've got. As long as you're well prepared.
That's it. Oh, I need to update my Oxford jacket. It's been alright, I've been wearing it for a long time, but I'm looking for something that has a destination jacket, which is what Rich has on his Revit. So it's a thermal layer that you can take out and wear it as a jacket on its own, and I definitely must have this, and there is a couple brands that do it, and yeah, I'm eyeing the one of the Dainese jackets, because it has the destination jacket inside and the right amount of pockets and vents and stuff like that. So that's probably my next jacket.
When it comes to clothing, ladies and gents, Eva is not very easy to please. I thought we got close on the last jackets you saw, but the pockets were the wrong shape. Do you know what though, I wish I thought these things through as much as you do, because she was quite right, her phone did not fit in the pocket. I never would have thought to check that.
It is kind of weird, because I'm very picky of what I buy next, but while I'm choosing for the last few months, I've been wearing the old clothes that I've been wearing for whatever years, you know. So it's like, I know that the biker's gear, it's gonna, sometimes it might make or break your trip, you know, because if you're ill prepared and you've got the clothes that make you annoyed, or just something is not convenient, or it doesn't work like it should, it's gonna ruin some of your riding days. That's why I definitely want to spend enough time to choose the right thing.
Look at these are saunas on the beachfront in the barrels. I wouldn't mind a go at that.
I definitely want to do that. I didn't know they had one in Exmouth. Wow, you coming with me then?
I'd definitely have a go at that. How smug would you feel sat in there sweating your knackers off when it's freezing cold? You can sit there and watch through the glass door everybody walk through with their puffer jackets and bubble hats.
If you try to book this sauna by the sea, they are always fully booked, and yeah, it's quite expensive if you want to be there alone, so most likely when you book your slot you'll be with someone else as well, but I've never done it, so...
Well, the sun's just going down on us now. My bike's still on Albanian time, but it is in fact only about 5 to 4. That's a sad thing in the UK in the winter. It's only daytime for a very short amount of time.
But it was well worth getting out today, even though it wasn't a very long one and it's dark really quick. But then on the flip side, if we actually get out of the house earlier, the ride could have been longer, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see about that. And I still think here in the UK, especially in the southwest, we don't have very much to complain about. We can still ride pretty much the whole year round. And most countries in Europe and many other places would not even be dreaming on getting on the bike in November or December, and we can do that. So that's great. Thank you all for joining us, and leave a comment below, follow, and just speak to us. We love chatting to you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.